Hi guys, it's Michelle from The Guided Intuitive, and I just thought I would just do a really quick Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine read just to get a quick little update as to what's happening. So this is going to be, we're just going to pull and see what wants to come out for you. It's timeless, but it is something that's coming out right now. So whenever you get this is what is meant for you, okay? So let's jump into this and let's take a look. First I'm going to start with the Divine Feminine and kind of look a little bit around kind of what that looks like. And see what kind of energies want to come out for this. It's a collective read too, okay? So let's jump into this real quick. I just kind of felt like I wanted to do it today, and I thought, you know, why not just jump on and let's go ahead and do this. So there you have it, right? All right, so what we're here to talk about, okay, so the Divine Feminine right now, right now I feel what's happening is that she's going through lots of healing, okay? And I think that's one of the biggest things. You know, it is about them going through some sort of healing, and the universe is feeling that. The universe is sending messages of healing for you right now in terms of this aspect, in terms of this relationship and this dynamic between you and the masculine. And that's really what I feel that seems to be popping up right through here. Is there anything else that wants to come through right now? Because I think that the universe really sees the sadness within this, you know, and I think that the other masculine is really identifying that right now as they see the sadness that may be brought about in this situation, in this dynamic. And what they're trying to do is they're just trying to what's the word? They're just trying now to they're just understanding it now. Okay, they're just getting it right now, and it's kind of like they're getting that understanding of it, and they're thinking, well, how their actions played a role in this. Okay, so it's really what's coming through, guys, and that's what I see here. And they want to heal this. They definitely want to heal this. Okay. Anything else that wants to come through? Yeah, and it could be having to deal with, parenting. And parenting doesn't always have to deal, with children. Now, for some of you, that could be the case if you have children with this person or not. But if you don't, then it is about some sort of parenting that had played a role within the relationship. And why the Divine Feminine needs to go through some healing. Maybe she's looking at the actual parenting and being the parent of her own self and healing her own self and, doing things that bring out the goddess energy within herself. And she knows that right now is the time for her to focus on that healing aspect of it to really understand, where she is right now and how she wants to move forward. The beauty of it is it's coming to fruition. So it's actually it's actually reached that point right now where it's coming to fruition. So it's kind of at the end of the healing aspect. So they've already reached that ending point of it, which is really beautiful because that really puts you in that goddess, energy. So I really love to see this here. So yeah, that's what I see here. So I don't know if, this is about, the ability to nurture one's self, especially within a dynamic such as this before moving forward, okay? And really raising the vibration. So taking the time and attention that's necessary because that's going to play dividends down the road, and that's going to be key, okay? And so that's kind of how I feel about you right now. This other person, I think right now is that they are really, there is some sort of idea that is, that they're focusing on right now in terms of this relationship or situation that's coming into play. They're coming up with some sort of idea in terms of being able to come your way. They know that they have to be a little bit more creative than they had before. And they also know that whatever it is, they've got to use their imagination because they really feel that they've kind of screwed you over a little bit. Now I also get the adventure card that's coming out for them, and this is a 10 card, which reduces to a 1. So it's an ending with a brand new beginning. So some of you've already received some sort of ending together. You're kind of at that separation mode right now and in separation. But here's the thing, is that they know that there needs to be, they want to bring back the adventure in the heart, okay, and in that heart chakra, and it's going to take some communication. So with the Divine Masculine right now is they're focusing on what they can do in terms of this relationship or situation to where they can actually, seeing life as an adventure, to see this relationship as an adventure, and this is about they're asked to really step out of their everyday rut and really move forward with some sort of adventure in this. And this is about, it's not about being dramatic, but it's about making some minor adjustments in this relationship or situation to bring back a lot more adventure in the relationship, right? And it's a time that they're really looking inward and they're rearranging their life and trying to figure out what new styles, what works for them, how they want to move forward. And yeah, so that's what I see. They're kind of broadening their life experience right now is what I feel. Yeah, that's exactly it. How do you, how is this, anything else in terms of coming through for you, and how back over to you? Yeah, it's almost like you feel that you couldn't let this person get close to you because you felt that you had some boundaries that you needed to put up, Divine Feminine. And I really feel that you're kind of really understanding that. So through this healing, you've realized that there are some boundaries that you need to put in place for this dynamic to be successful and for you to be successful on your own. And that's why I feel like this parenting played a role. And as kind of out of the box, as for some of you, it could be that do not have children. This is really looking at to what type of parenting that you have adapted or taken on that led you to maybe not letting someone get close to you, because I really feel that this card comes up, I couldn't let you get close to me. Maybe that you were afraid of love. Maybe there was some sort of self-sabotage in this, and this is one of the big lessons that you might be learning. So some of you, that could very much well be the case, okay? So note your comments below, but that's what I see kind of coming through. It's like you couldn't let them get close to you. And for some of you, it could be that also that, again, that you really felt that you had to put your boundaries up this time. It's like this time, once and for all, that there needed to be some boundaries put up, and that created a different dynamic in the relationship. Okay, and it's kind of like once you put those boundaries up, it's kind of like, hey, we need to kind of let things go at this moment, because until things change, until things shift in a direction where it's an equal give and take, that it's not going to move forward. And I think that's one of the big things. It's like there needs to be room for some growth here. The Divine Feminine is saying, hey, you know what? I think we need to let each other go at this moment. As much as I want to come together with you, you're not good for me at this point. And I think a lot of you Divine Feminines are really realizing that. And as tough as it is, because there's so much love and attraction here, is that I just really feel that you have to do this for yourself, and you have to take on that parenting role for yourself, for this healing of this, and to know that this time, that that the next time that it's got to change. There's got to be some sort of change, is what I feel here. Yeah, so that's what I feel here. There is a lot of things that with your day to day that are reminding you, Divine Feminine, of your masculine, and I really think it's coming through is that so many things are reminding you of this particular person at this point in time right now. It's key. I think that, I think you might be hearing songs right now that kind of come into play that, or you might be remembering conversations, or of some sort that might be coming in the way as well. So that could be the case. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling here too. Yeah, what you're looking for is consistency, and you want to see consistency in this dynamic. And if it's not there, then you know that it's best for you to stand back, because I get the card of consistency and the sun's on your side. You want good vibrations, right? You don't want to be pulled down to lower level energies. And so in this dynamic, there's got to be a little bit more consistency. Otherwise, those boundaries have to go up. And that's really what I'm feeling here, guys. Wow, how interesting. Let's go back to the Divine Masculine and see kind of where they're at right now. Yeah, they're trying to get some guidance right now. I think that they are, this is about, they're getting close and they're getting a keen perspective of the relationship in itself. I think that they're getting a little bit more clarity, and they're also getting guidance, or asking their source for guidance. So they're getting a little bit more in the spiritual sense, but they're actually getting renewed sense of the direction that they need to go, because by you changing, putting up those boundaries, you shifted the dynamic in this other side, and the Divine Masculine has got to change. They've got to change because you changed. And because of that, it's like now they're understanding maybe their purpose in the relationship, or the purpose, of you coming together, and what they want to manifest, is really coming through too. So that's kind of what I see here as well. Yeah, they're really focused on their security right now. And the Divine Feminine is all about security and their stability, right? Being the leaders, and that's really key. It's not so much, focusing just, on the ego side, but they're really focused right now on their financial discipline because they know that they want to be able to take care of the person that they love in their life. And so they're having to bring forth financial discipline in their life, and that's going to be key because it has to relate to love, right? They have to be able to provide, as it pertains to love, so that's the heart chakra, is that green. So they want to be able to do that. Anything else that's happening for them on their side right now, in terms of this situation, they knew what they were doing, okay? They're getting better perspective of what they did, and they're understanding what has happened, and they feel pretty crappy about it. I'll tell you that right now. They knew what they were doing, but now they're seeing the reason of making those changes and how they need to make those changes within their life here in terms of this dynamic. One thing is for sure, they cannot stop thinking about you. Everything is also reminding them, everything that they come across seems to remind them of you. They just can't get you out of their head. I think they've tried. They've tried, with other relationships or situations, thinking that they could replicate that, but it's not happening. They are really starting to understand the connection, okay? They really, and that's what I was feeling. It was kind of graduating to that point. So Divine Feminine, they're really trying to understand this, and they just need a little bit more time catching up. I think you're a little bit more further ahead than they are, and so they are kind of coming into that. And but yeah, they're trying to understand the connection, and that's part of their hidden truth. They're really trying to do that, and they stay up at night thinking about you. They stay awake at night thinking about you. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. So if you it's definitely, they stay awake at night definitely thinking about you in this interaction, and they know that you are something special, and they feel that you came together, you both were kind of young, meaning young in the heart aspect of it, because you both came in together and triggered something within each other. You to put your boundaries out, and this person to really realize, hey, I got to start treating people better, and I got to see the perspective of the ramifications of my actions onto the Divine Feminine. And so now it's kind of like this separation mode right now is really what I feel for both of you. And that's what I see to be coming into play here. It's kind of like they felt at that point that they're going through some sort of change in their life right now. They're going through, they're on this sacred journey. And they're going through some sort of transformation. It's some sort of life cycle that they're going through right now. It also might have to deal with family. Their family might play a role in this. Okay, so some of you, their family members might not like the connection of this from the Divine Masculine standpoint. They may not like this dynamic here, but what it is they're trying to get themselves grounded. It's a 22 card reducing to a 4, and this is about, it's a part of the sacred journey. You are both are here to do this together and to transform together, and there is an opportunity for a rebirth with a lot of passion. Got the 6 of Wands here, and that's all about, having a birthing of something new. Now, I might having a birthing. Now, be careful, because this person on the masculine, may want to get you pregnant, and so there's a lot of passion for a rebirth of something new, or perhaps that's what they're looking for. Okay, they definitely want that type of dynamic within their life. They're looking for that. And then I get the 3 of Pentacles. The 3s are all about being creative, okay? So they're trying to be creative before they come back in with you and try to get the rest that they need in terms of this, is what I really feel. They get the 3s are all about, kind of being creative in the process of moving forward, right? And they're trying to overcome the adversity in this, okay? So they're approaching life kind of like they're trying to ride the waves when they're strong. So they're trying to come in when it's a good time to come in, and they stay away when it's not. So it's kind of like surfing a little bit. They're kind of life surfing with you, and within this, and they're trying to overcome their adversity so they can move forward, right? And they're really manifesting what it is that they want to, and they're trying to really change and reprogram their subconscious mind, so they could actually come back and their understanding that how their beliefs do create their reality, and how beliefs can come true. So they're trying to clear that up a little bit as well. So that's what I see here. How interesting. Anything else that this Divine Masculine, anything else that wants to come out for the Divine Masculine that is going to be important, for them? I want to see how they're kind of feeling a little bit more about you here. What else? they're really asking themselves, this is about really, they may be blaming you for something not working out, but really they're realizing that the blame lies within themselves, okay? And they realize that when they blame others, that you know, a person who blames others has not really begun their lesson. You know, and it's like a person who blames no one has finished their lesson. And so that's kind of the key. If you blame others, they haven't begun their lesson, but yet a person who blames themselves has begun their lesson. So when they realize how their actions have affected the divine feminine, they're really realizing that. And, you know, at that point, and they're trying not to blame any you or them. What, you know, this is about a person who blames no one has finished their lesson. So I think what they're at the point where they're actually blaming, you know, focusing on themselves at this point. But this is about them taking responsibility, you know, having them question themselves on who they're blaming right now because of this dynamic is not working out, because you're separated for, you know, at this moment. This is about freeing themselves of that blame, you know, and not playing a victim either as well. They're making a choice and they're doing it. And this is that they're listening to their heart, so they'll be led. And I think that's really, really key. And so they're being questioned as who are they blaming right now, because they may be blaming you, which again, that doesn't allow them to learn their lesson. So that's why you're putting out these boundaries, because they need to be responsible for their actions. That's what I'm feeling, Divine Feminine. Note your comments below, but that's what I'm feeling, okay? But that's what I'm seeing. Now, going back to the Divine Feminine, you know, what we're really talking about here, what is it that this is asking you to focus on what you want most right now. So I really feel that this time out is about what you want to focus on most right now. And are you focused on what you want most, okay? You know, so this is about directing your focus and concentrating your power on what it is that you want to do. And this is about, you know, a lot of people kind of, you know, do a little bit over here, do a little bit over here, and they kind of dabble through life, and then just and not deciding to master in anything. And so what I really feel right now, that the Divine Feminine is being forced to focus on what it is that she wants right now, and focusing in on getting that stability, right? And it's really sexy, really too, because what you focus on grows. So if it's your love life that you want to focus on at this time, and about, you know, creating better relationships and better boundaries for yourself, but it all starts with loving yourself first. I think that's what you're asking, to take some sort of reflection and say, okay, what are my values now? Okay, you know, it's kind of like every time coming together and then, you know, kind of going apart is a growth period. It's kind of like a rubber band, kind of going back and forth in that resistance here. And this is saying, what adjustments that do you need to make right now? And it's within this love relationship, and prioritize them. So some of you, it is definitely these boundaries here that are going to be super key. And that's what's coming out for you here, is what I feel here. Yeah, and I get the Six of, it's funny because I get the Six of Pentacles, meaning that you want a balancing of scales here. Might be, you know, some of you are really looking for that Libra type energy, that you're looking for a balancing of scales right now for growth. This is about, you know, really balancing things out, okay? And until things are balanced out, it's kind of like you can't move on to that next step, is what I feel here, okay? Another card fell out. I'm going to take it. What is that, guys? Let me just see what fell out here. The Fool card, yeah. This is, you know, it's kind of like a brand new journey. You know, it's like an opportunity for a brand new journey, starting all over. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of letting the past kind of be where it's at, but knowing that you've learned the boundaries that you need to put up in this relationship, and you know when it can go forward, and it can't go forward, you know, and unless there's some sort of growth that is taking place, is really what I feel here. So I really feel that you're on this brand new beginning, and this exploration of oneself here. And yeah, and I do believe too is that for some of you, you know, you've got some, you know, there's definitely you've offered a cup of love to them, okay? You definitely offered a cup of love to them, and they know that you've got love in your heart towards them as well. So they do see that, and I think that's really, really key. And this is all about really enjoying yourself right now, and really having faith, and let the situations unfold as they should. just allow them to unfold. Let the answers come to you and expect the highest outcome, okay? But this is about really enjoying yourself. This wants you to enjoy yourself, and that's kind of what I feel. It's like you want to trek and go somewhere. Some of you want to go somewhere, or focus on what it is that you want. Because I think that's why you're being asked to focus on a priority right now, and not focus on lots of little things. Focus on the thing that you really want to come to fruition. And then, visualize it, but then relax and enjoy yourself and have faith and allow situations to work out as they should. And that's what's really coming through, guys, allowing. And this is the same. How much trust do you have in the universe, Divine Feminine? How much trust do you have to be able to step back, let go a little of the steering wheel here, okay? Step back, start enjoying yourself, tending to the Empress energy in you, and catering to you, and expect the highest outcome, because great things can happen. So it is about, see yourself achieving that and visualizing that, right? And getting the award that you want in the relationship or situation, but you've got to step back and start feeling the details, experiencing those details. And again, it's all about expecting that highest outcome, okay? So you're being, you're being asked to, clear the past, the ancient trauma that may have been brought into the relationship as well, which, you may have been tested too. But this is saying maybe it's about getting back to loving your inner child, because that parenting card came up. Loving your inner child right now. As you start focusing on this, the other person starts really growing too. So I think it's about getting in some of those spiritual practices and really, focusing on that inner peace, coming through here is what I see here. This is beautiful, guys. This is really beautiful. Yeah, you're clearing away obstacles. You're protected in this relationship, and you're getting the guidance that you need, okay? So Ganesha is about transformation too. So things are being transformed so you can actually be stable. It's a 31 card reducing to a 4, so you can get that stableness. So just know that you are grounded. Clear away that old energy, okay? That past inner child, that stuff that you might be holding on to, that added as it related to parenting of the past. If you need help with that, hence beyond the read. But what this is actually saying is that you are protected and you're going to be offered the guidance, but you got to step back and relax and start allowing things, right? And focus on your inner peace rather than the cray-cray up here, okay? I'm just saying that's what's coming through here, okay? So that's what I see that's kind of jumping out at me, okay? Anything more on that side about them? I do want to kind of find a little bit more about them. It's coming through here very soon. They're deciding, they're getting clear about what it is that they want, the Divine Masculine. And they're really getting clear about what it is that they want, and so that it'll actually come to them. So they're going through some sort of sifting and sorting to decide what they want in their life, and they understand that great love is worth making the effort, and they're actually being guided to make the effort. And I think that's some of those changes that are coming through for them. So this is really good. This is really great here. Okay, they're understanding that they need to have, that they know they need to have that heart-to-heart conversation with you. So if that's something that you've been looking for, Divine Feminine, they know that that's what they need to have with you, that you both need to honestly discuss your feelings with each other. It's just they need to settle down a little bit. They need to, focus and get a little bit more clarity. And they also need to, they're trying to focus on some of their stability. They got a lot going on, okay? How do you feel about them, at least right now? You feel that they have been, very deceptive in the past, and you feel that they maybe wore a false mask within the relationship, and you want the truth and nothing but the truth, okay? And that's really what I'm feeling that's coming through really strong here, okay? Note your comments below, guys. Let me know. Now, some of you might have religious factors that might be impending on the relationship or situation. It may be just the path that you're on, the spiritual path that you're on. It's kind of like you're putting up these healthy boundaries in your spiritual. This person is maybe just getting born into their spirituality and just recognizing it. And if they can't jump aboard with that, then there's going to be a decision that has to be made, right? So it could be some sort of that religious factors might be coming into play in terms of where you're at right now in this dynamic, okay? But yeah, keep in mind too, having this heart-to-heart conversation is going to bring forth this engagement that's going to be necessary for the next level to happen, okay? So this is about you sitting back and letting them do a little bit more work on their side is really what I'm feeling, guys. And in the meantime, this allows you to feed your inner goddess, focus on creating healthy boundaries, going through that inner child work that's going to be necessary to untangle and release and get that past behind you, and realize even if you don't feel that you're at any sort of cause in the relationship dynamic now, focus on being at cause, because that actually focuses on growth. That puts you in a position to say, okay, well, what can I learn from this situation? What could have I done better within this? So it allows you to ask those questions as well. And when you're at cause, that leaves room for personal development rather than, like we talked about with the divine masculine, blaming, right? So their spirit, their role has on their son, the masculine, has just begun. They're realizing that they had blamed you when really it was them, and now they're stepping back and saying, okay, and they need to get to that point where they're not blaming either side, right? And that's where they have actually got the growth. So this is really beautiful. So I'm sending lots of love. Note your comments below. Let me know if this resonates with some of you. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of do this and kind of go through this dynamic a little bit, and see what's happening. So sending you lots of love. Note your comments below. Drop a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Namaste.